being part of Top Vegan so far has been such a fun experience. Like, not only getting to cook things that I really enjoy as foods, but also getting to know all these people. And we went out for dinner last night.
It was kind of some inspiration for today's fine dining course. I'm still thinking about the dessert and those maitake mushrooms.
And we ordered the entire menu from all the vegan dishes. I mean, what more could I ask for? Like, that was such a beautiful moment.
It was good to get to know everyone a little better. Outside of this, we could relax a little bit more, and it was wonderful.
Like, having this community and getting to know all the other people, that is worth a lot.
Come on in, chefs. I heard you guys were getting into the mood last night for today's challenge. You went out and had a fancy dinner for yourselves?
Yes, we did.
Feeling a bit more prepared to go pinkies out for today?
Always.
Perfect.
The stakes just keep getting higher, so I'm a little nervous.
You remember when I won yesterday? Because feeling pretty good about that still.
I wasn't in the top yesterday. I was nervous I would be in the bottom or eliminated. I had no idea what was going to happen.
Where yesterday in the kitchen, we focused on humility, low-cost, accessible ingredients that we can elevate into an incredible dish that'll stick to your ribs. Today, I'm looking for something a bit more posh. Some stellar plating, technical proficiency, and an absolute wow factor that would blow people's minds at any fine dining restaurant across the nation. Joining me in today's judging for this challenge is chef, co-owner, and operator of Pla's Food and Drink. Please give a round of applause and help me welcome Eric Bearfield. Awesome. So, Pla's Food and Drink, kind of known around Columbus for its incredible tasting menus, both vegan and non. When you guys are putting together a vegan chef's whim tasting menu, what kind of things do you do to elevate plants and put them on a pedestal?
Yeah, for us, obviously it's about using what's fresh and in season. Being in Ohio, spring and summer, and especially going into the fall, you just get a lot of great harvests, a lot of great ingredients. For us also, I think it's about building a presentation that's appealing to the eye. Just a good balance in acidity and sweetness, and make sure somebody wants to pay for the dish. You want them thinking about it, you want them to come back and be willing to throw down some money for something amazing.
All right, well, I'm hoping that's what they put down in front of us today. Contestants, you will have 75 minutes to put together an incredible fine dining dish that'll have our wallets burning a hole in our pocket.
Sounds great.
And if you guys are ready, that 75 minutes starts now.
So today I'm trying to push myself a little further. I have a long list of things I'm going to try to accomplish and some backup plans in case something doesn't go well.
Can you prepare this? Okay. I feel like yesterday I played it too safe, so I'm going into today knowing that I have to take more risks and that I have to be okay with it if it doesn't pan out in my favor. It's okay.
Sherry vinegar, must need sherry vinegar. Is it gone?
Yeah, it's down here, and I need some too, but you can grab it.
Yes, I'm thinking I can do yesterday and I can do today. Like, why not be the champ 2 days in a row?
For me, I've been training my whole life for an experience like this. It's once in a lifetime, and I think that's what makes it so difficult, because you just want to put your best foot forward every day, but with the pressure building up every day, it's just, it can be a lot. So I just am so grateful for this opportunity.
My first thought was, oh my God, I have to get my checklist done. I'm looking in the pantry, I'm going over my ingredient lists, making sure everything is here, making sure I have a good game plan.
absolutely, I want to like use that energy to just keep going up and up and up because I can't take my foot off the gas now. Now I got to put the pedal to the metal and take this all the way to the end.
So what inspired you to do this?
I love competition. I love cooking. I love film.
During the pandemic, my girlfriend and I got really into watching all the different cooking competition shows. And I think I've seen 1 or 2 vegan challenges and a few like vegan or vegetarian competitors. So much like, you know, wanting to start a vegan restaurant to kind of fill those gaps you see in the market. I thought this was a way to kind of expand my impact beyond just the diner in downtown Columbus. You know, I can only serve so many people vegan pancakes.
Absolutely.
How can you inspire and educate and kind of stoke the creative flame of the next wave of food entrepreneurs?
Behind, 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 behind. So pretty, but all over the freaking place.
Leading up to the competition, I was waking up at 5 a.m., running on the treadmill, watching the show and dreaming of the dishes I'd make, and then I would make them for my mom and do about 3-course meals for her every day for months leading up to the show.
Was she a tough judge?
No, that's the tough thing. Every day I'd ask for critiques and she would give me none. So I also have amazing friends that I've been in the trenches with in the restaurant industry, so it's just nice knowing that they're rooting for me as well.
Logan, we're seeing a lot of exciting ingredients over here. What are we putting together?
I'm making a vegan foie gras, or faux gras, either one. And cherry coulis, I have some pomegranate molasses, lemon, a little cardamom in here. I'll strain it soon, try to get it chilled in time to use on my plate. And then some candied Marcona almonds, putting rosemary, maple, cayenne, orange zest. Finish it with Malden salt.
What are you using for the base on the frog lot?
Cashews. There's mushroom, shallot, and garlic to kind of give it some flavor. A little brandy.
Sounds great. A lot of interesting flavors going on.
Yeah, is this something you've made in the past or?
Components.
Okay. Now we're just putting it all together?
Not this combination necessarily.
Okay.
It's all part of the fun.
Yeah. Every day up until now, I have had step-by-step what I need to do during the challenge written out so I can kind of be out of my head and just use the list. And I have not finished that list right now, so I am hoping I'll have time to jot some more notes down and have a solid plan, and I think that'll help me in the end.
All right, this needs, oh, damn, I done left my salt. Behind, 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 behind. Behind, I left my salt. Behind again, behind again, behind again. Excuse me, oh, watch the booty. All right.
But do you think you guys have anything that's a staple or that sticks around, or like a form or format or a structure you try to follow?
So our tasting menu changes constantly. The menu changes at least seasonally. Sometimes just depending on availability and how the seasons are shifting, we'll do it more often. And it's following the guest feedback also, right? So listening to what they're saying, paying attention to what's left on the plate when they're done.
Yeah.
Kind of regrouping sometimes, but
That's we call that dish tank data. You know,
it's
what comes
important
back
data.
to the dish tank. If you see a side sauce constantly coming back,
could
well,
be
maybe make them
$10,000.
ask for it. Maybe make them, you know, we'll remove that from the base, but we'll have it as an add-on.
Logan, tell me what you think.
Let me have some more. No, that's so good. Love that bit of sweetness.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Get it, Lester. I'm feeling great. I'm loving how everything's coming together. I'm excited for the judges to taste it.
Try these almonds.
Yep. You candy those? Are they candy? Just being social work. Came home from work and I turned on the TV and I saw a cooking show with a person of color on it, and I was blown away to see somebody that looked like me with a cooking show. And I thought, well, maybe I can do that. And so I just started cooking at home. I started with cakes and cheesecakes, and people at work liked it. And then next thing I know, I was enrolling in culinary school and opening a restaurant, and now apparently I'm in line to be possibly the next top vegan.
All right, Lester, so fine dining, this is kind of in your wheelhouse, correct? You feeling in your bag today?
I am feeling in my bag. I come from a fine dining background, but the last 6 years, my brother and I have had a brunch and breakfast place down in Dayton. So I've been doing a bit more of the, we like to call it fine dining over the counter. So still good food, still layered flavors, but places people recognize, very approachable ingredients and food. So
What dish are you making for us?
we call it a hashtag hash. It's potatoes, a red pepper-based sauce we call Invoke Red Sauce. I got a beurre blanc working, and then a couple other surprises I hope that you will really enjoy.
It's a lot of pieces to juggle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And good thing I am not good at juggling. I mean, I am good at juggling. So still be myself and still do what I do every day, but just make it a bit more fine dining.
Well, anything you're worried about getting together in time, or are you cruise control right now?
Oh, no, this gnocchi has me quite worried. So I'm about to panic right now. So
Okay,
we'll try to keep it together.
We'll get out of your hair so that you can devote the proper time and attention that gnocchi needs.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Lester.
In general, I do what I call couture cooking, so I never make the same dish exactly the same way. And so I know I'm going up against people who have probably made the dish that they're going to be presenting to the judges 100 times. So I definitely know that I have to bring it and just stay focused in my element.
Are you channeling your inner Alicia Keys right now, Sarah? This girl is on fire back there. I see the flames.
Yes, sir. There was a lot of fire going on today in the grill that I wasn't expecting, but theatrics is good and it all worked out safely, which is good also.
I like using trumpet mushrooms to get that kind of more dense, meaty texture.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I would gravitate towards. Maybe, mushrooms 2 ways, surf and turf with like a lion's mane steak, scalloped trumpet.
To me, I kept going back and forth about what I wanted to do for this dish. Having a background in fine dining, I knew there was going to be a lot of pressure for me to step up. But for me, it can be pretentious if it's not done right. And I want to play into a memory of my childhood. I come from a small town, Ohio, so I want to do a play on steak and potatoes. It was very controversial when I came out wanting to be vegan in high school. And so I want to just take that and make it work and show that it can be elevated as well.
Johnny's in her bag. She's at the fryer.
If it ain't fried, it ain't good.
Yes, sir, in your bag. You know what you're doing.
Puerto Rican, all we do is fry shit, I'm kidding. We eat some healthy stuff.
Eliza, what approach are you taking with your fine dining dish today?
So I do not have a fine dining background, but I'm a tea person, through and through. And I've learned the Japanese tea ceremony, so I'm gonna do my spin on a kaiseki meal. There will be several courses leading up to the main thing, the matcha at the end.
The matcha is the peak of the whole menu, and everything on the way prepares the taste buds for the matchas.
And I will be also infusing ingredients from my own background as growing up in East Germany.
It sounds like an interesting combination. How much do you think the East German food influences your cooking? Is it ingredients and bases that you bring into almost all of it, or?
Yes, so for example, for the gyoza I'm making, I'm using buckwheat as a very East European grain, but I do think it pairs very well with the kimchi.
It sounds like a great combination.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to try it. Good luck, Alita.
Also, I get to talk about tea the entire day. This is my favorite day so far.
Then there's a miso soup, which also had sencha in it as another tea component, and a rice bowl onigiri that was covered in salt sesame and fir tips that I foraged yesterday.
All right, this is so not how I wanted it to look. But here we go. I think if I do it like this.
I mean, the only reason that I'm here today is because of all of those people that taught me what I know. All these dishes that I'm cooking, everything that I'm pouring out is literally my story. This is my family, my closest friends. This is everyone that's taught me. I give them the credit because these aren't my recipes. These are theirs. I just put the vegan twist on it.
Oh, you know what? I'll just go for it. Ugh. I'm using my hands. I washed them, by the way, thoroughly with really hot water. I'm pretty sure I burned off my fingertips. But it's cool. If I rob a bank, they won't know it's me.
Do you guys feel more relaxed if we got some soft piano or jazz in here to kind of set the mood, fine dining?
I'm pretty good with a kazoo.
Yeah. I can do a couple mouth sounds, but I don't know how comforting and relaxing it would be.
Like mangoes?
I have been a vegan for almost 30 years or so I started cooking because back then there wasn't a lot available.
All right, Matteo, yesterday you hit us with this wonderfully bright and easy to eat ceviche. I see you've got some watermelon. You were hitting some lime zest earlier. Another bright dish, or what are you making for us today?
Yep, rich and bright. We've got a watermelon curry. So reduced watermelon juice with some aromatics like ginger and garlic and kaffir lime. I'm stirring off some daikon root.
Okay.
And it's gonna be with some crispy maitake mushrooms, some chili oil, some cilantro and lime relish, and hopefully a couple of other little things if they come together.
Okay. Do you think fine dining, is this very much in your wheelhouse? I know you do a lot of farm to table stuff in your background. You know, how is that going to translate?
Yes, this is gonna translate very well to the fine dining.
You seem very meticulous in your station over here. How much does planning go into your actual execution?
A lot of planning, a lot of, procedure steps going on, so want to make sure I have everything locked and loaded, and
It seems
hopefully
like
I
you're on
accomplish
track.
everything in time.
Yeah.
I was inspired by a chef that I work for in New York City, Floyd Cardoz. Before I worked at his restaurant, I dined there and had this dish. He typically served it with fish, so he would make vegan versions for me, and I fell in love with it. So when I started working there, he showed me some of his tricks, and so I just kind of adapted it over the years into something that I like to prepare for people.
How did shrimp chokes come out? Here. Good. You got any extra? No?
Yeah.
Extra
I'm just going
fry-
to use a couple.
Yeah, extra fry, or can I just use some?
You can use some, or there's that much left. I fried the rest of that now. But
Yep, I just need like maybe 3 for crunch.
yeah,
But
so
I'll wait till you're done though so I don't take any. You know what I'm saying?
you're good.
Thank you.
One of the most exciting parts of my day is getting to try the food that everyone else creates and just getting to see how different all of our technique and approaches are. I think, collectively we have almost every base covered, and so it's really exciting to see what they create.
I like to hold off on eating, keep it strictly to liquid
right.
death and around 400 to 600 milligrams of caffeine. Keep
Right.
me nice and hangry so I can
Very
get a
good.
little bit better feedback during the tasting
Gotta
portion.
get hydrated for an endeavor like this.
Yeah.
Hey, Elisa, are you using the NutriBullet, the small guy?
No, you can have it.
Are you going to use it right? Are you going to use it? Do you need to use it?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm struggling. I had to scratch one of my horses due to time. Just didn't work out the way I wanted it. That's okay, I guess.
It's like I want to play, but I don't. I'm gonna play.
The other challenge with finer dining is kind of finding the balance between like what the community's palate is accustomed to and how far you can stretch it
Yeah.
before they begin to reject it. I always think it's an interesting challenge to kind of draw the line, keep it in the comfort zone, but still something different and unique to what they've experienced before.
Also potatoes for my gnocchi. I was looking in the pot, I was poking with a fork just over and over, and I was a little worried that it wouldn't cook in time. So I was also thinking, what's plan B? And I didn't have one. So I was a little freaked out, but I had to hide it. I think in the future I'm going to have a plan A, B, C, and possibly D and E, because I don't ever want to be in that position like I was today.
All right, Christ, come on. Moment of truth. Forget about it. All right. I'm not gonna play it yet, I don't think. Okay, fuck it, I will. All right. Should I? No, it's too early. It's too early, so the rice goes first.
But in general, I think things went smooth. Just like from the get-go, you have to stay on top of your game, make sure you're organized, work cleanly, and just make sure that the flavors are on point and that you're happy with the final dish.
I'm not even afraid of this getting cold today because this plate has a lot of flavor.
Lester, I haven't heard a hoot, a holler, a boom got him today.
Yeah,
This
what's
is a
up with
different
that?
kind of day. It's fine dining day.
Okay.
Keeping it
Yeah.
Keep it classy.
There you go.
What are you trying to say? Oh man, I do not want to slip today and bust my ass. Let me just. I dropped the tomato earlier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Oh shit. There we go.
People are gonna need more time for plating today. We've seen some people finish with 5 to 8 minutes early and almost regretted it because it kind of sits for a few more minutes, might play with the texture, temperature.
That's an important point on the fine dining segment. Also, you would think you'd want to put a little bit more focus on the presentation.
Yeah.
Look elegant enough. I want it to look kind of rustic. I'm going for like a rustic feel, you know what I'm saying? Is it looking rustic to you guys?
They haven't calculated the time when they're used to being able to plate something in a minute. It'd be interesting to see if they took into consideration the extra time for the plating.
I think I'm gonna wait. Oh my God, am I freaking done? Shut. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, 75 minutes definitely goes quick. Definitely goes quicker than I'd like for a challenge like this.
It went fast just sitting here, so I can't imagine what they're going through.
Yeah.
Okay, step away, step away. Step away. I'm done. I'm done. I cannot believe I just finished that shit 6 minutes early. Well, I'll just clean. Okay. Okay.
5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes
5
heard.
minutes. 5 minutes.
Go. Finishing touches, 10 seconds left. The synchronized countdown's about to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chef, hands up.
Great job.
Great job.
Never know really what to think after a big challenge like this, but I feel confident again, and we'll see what the judges think.
It was wild in there. I don't think my bench has been as dirty this this week. I had just a lot of things going at the same time, and yeah, it was stressful.
I'm a little confident because my plating was pretty spectacular. I mean, that's what I love doing. I love doing tight, pretty plates. So I know I'm a big guy, but I can make a pretty plate.
All right, first up, from fine dining over the counter to your fine dining dish on this counter. Lester, come on up, bud. All right, Lester, tell us about your dish.
At our restaurant in Vogue, we have a dish. We're a brunch and lunch place, and we do a dish called Hashtag Hash with potatoes, peppers, onions, and a red pepper-based sauce called Invoke Red Sauce. So I've elevated that version here. Same sauce on the bottom, some Parmesan gnocchi, some beurre blanc foam, a little bit of cress puree.
Yeah, first thought, incredibly tender. The gnocchi, red bell pepper, that crispy onion, nice blend of melting in your mouth with that slight charred crunch. Sauce is really deep, and the beurre blanc foam added a little tangy zest to it.
I would agree. Presentation was beautiful. Made me curious and interested. I wanted to dig in and see a little bit more about what it was going on in there. The gnocchi had a great texture. Nice crust on the outside, like you said. Nice soft dumpling flavor.
And I thought yesterday was like a lot of critiques, and today he was pretty quick, pretty technical thing. So I'm pretty happy with this critique.
Wow, Logan, please tell us about the dish.
All right, I made you a foie gras. It's made with cashews, lots of mushroom, shallot, garlic, little brandy, tomato paste, and miso. Blended that and let it set in the fridge for as long as I could. And then I brushed the plate with the cherry and pomegranate coulis.
It's a nice dish. I would say I like the umami flavors coming through on that foie gras. I know with time constraints, it was probably hard to nail the texture, but anytime I'm trying to mimic something, the texture is really a key component. But flavors are delicious. Raspberry coulis, nice play on it, kind of working the earthy and the sweeter flavors together.
I wouldn't have even minded if that raspberry coulis was a bit more pervasive, given a bit more balance, but the crostini, incredibly light, great chew, well seasoned. Yeah, and of course, plating, stunning. All right, Elisa, multiple courses on one plate.
This is my variation of a kaiseki meal, which ultimately leads to the matcha experience. So the first one is the chawanmushi, a steamed silken tofu in a cup. To cleanse off the palate, I made some rutabaga pickles that I stuffed into my rice sourdough overnight.
It's a fun plate. It takes you on an adventure, like you said. I like the play of the nice, delicate flavors. You're not really hitting us over the head with any particular flavor profile. Kind of lets you just go on a journey and lets a lot of the flavors express themselves.
A lot more of fine dining now is how do you get the guest in on the experience and make it a journey for them. And I think you really encapsulated that a lot. I thought maybe the broth of the miso soup could have had a bit more oomph to it, but the seasoning on the outside of the rice cake, really good, really light. And of course, I think the boldest flavor was that ending matcha, super powerful, super concentrated.
Just sitting on a little bit, getting that bitter note, almost reminiscent of an amari.
Yeah, definitely, maybe some more bold flavors along the way at a few of those stops would have been nice. Little smoke show before I enjoy dinner. How'd you know? So please, Sarah, tell us about your dish.
Yes, so I made for you parsnip puree with lion's mane steak, pickled shiitake and leek, with some crispy Marcana almonds and parsnip chips. Please enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, instantly the lid comes off. You're taken into this such a smoky, almost backyard barbecue type sensory memory.
Flavors play together nicely. I think the grill works and kind of gives you that kind of steakhouse feel going on. Nice texture on the puree. Good job.
Yeah, I really like to cook on the lion's mane. It's been a long, long time since I've had a steak. Super tender bite, a lot of great chew.
I would love more than anything to win the challenge that I dedicated to my dad, so we'll definitely have to wait and see.
All right, next up, Johnny.
This is a dish that I actually make on my food truck. It is basically a steak and potato dish. It's called lomo saltado, and I have elevated it for you today. Peru is known for potatoes. They have hundreds and hundreds of potatoes, and they're known for eating a lot of steak as well, South America. So basically, I just made this in a vegan version, and in hopes that you enjoy it today. You have your lomo sauce right there as well. That's an Inca sauce.
Really nice flavors. You can definitely taste South America in the dish. I like the height on the dish and the way that you composed it. Probably in its totality, a little bit too much rice underneath, but I understand what you're trying to do there. All the flavors work nicely together.
Your sauce game has been really impressive. A lot of great textures of that fried veg over the top. But I think I agree with Eric with all those really powerful flavors that you're known for. I think that much rice kind of detracts from some of those punches you get. Mateo, please tell us about your dish today.
Okay, today I prepared for you a watermelon curry. It has braised and grilled daikon radish, crispy maitake mushroom, some roasted taro roots, a cilantro lime relish with some shaved macadamia nuts, and some chiffonade of shiso and a little bit of Calabrian chili oil.
It's a nice dish, nice color, it pops. I was a little afraid the watermelon was going to be too sweet, but the balance is definitely there, so nice work there. Just nice flavors going on. I like the texture of the vegetables. It all comes together very nicely.
Yeah, the reduced watermelon is a hint of sweet and tang, but you've really grounded it with a lot of great umami flavors. The daikon cooked really nice, a lot of great grill marks on that. Interesting textures throughout. All right, guys, each day the challenges get harder, not only for you, but for myself and Eric to kind of deliberate and figure out who's going to win this challenge, and unfortunately, who will not be joining us for tomorrow's challenge.
I think it's still so early in the game that it's anyone's to win, and that's also what's so exciting, but terrifying and frightening all at once.
What were some of the dishes that stuck out to you today? Maybe, top three. Who was the closest to a Michelin star in this endeavor?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really challenging ask. Everybody did a terrific job. Presentation-wise, I thought Logan did a great job. I mean, you walk that through a dining room and heads will turn and they will ask people what it is. Flavors were good. I just think maybe it was a little bit one note. I think Lester did a really great job. He incorporated a lot of things that are customary and people are used to and not unfamiliar with, but presented it in a new and unique way. I think that Mateo really incorporated some fun flavors. I think it's important to bring something new to the table sometimes. And again, taking some familiar flavors, but kind of marrying them into the dish is...
Sarah's potatoes that have some interesting plating, a nice bite. Certainly not reinventing the wheel, but it was a nice wheel of steak and potatoes.
It was, and I think if you talk about what somebody's trying to accomplish and what they're trying to bring to the table, what she perceived is exactly what she brought. The flavors are there, the flavors are great. Presentation was elevated.
Johnny's dish, certainly not her best dish of the competition. Some interesting flavors, but yeah, the rice underneath definitely detracted from that steak and potato feel and kind of drained some of those pungent flavors.
Yeah. I think with Eliza, I thought the presentation was beautiful, but they had some, I think, intensity and flavors missing in some of the components.
Mm-hmm. Definitely felt like they tried to fit an entire coursed meal onto one plate versus one incredible component of that coursed meal on one plate. Well, we've got our top 3, bottom 3, and I think maybe we've agreed on a winner for this challenge.
I think we're getting close, yeah.
Okay, well, after you announce that winner, I'm going to be left with the tall task of sending one of these incredible chefs home.
I do not envy you. Good luck.
Not many people do, but the job must be done.
You know, Logan once again made some type of bread in 75 minutes. Sarah, that lion's mane looked like an actual steak, so it's anyone's game. And Johnny, the lomo saltado, I mean, it all looked really spectacular.
The guest judge was tougher to read maybe this time. He didn't offer more, he offered more positives than he did anything constructive in terms of what we could have improved upon the dish.
How are y'all feeling after that cook?
Okay. Yeah.
Still putting in the, we're fine and fine dining, everybody doing okay? It's a tough cook.
Yeah.
Well, we had a long deliberation. Again, you know, when it comes down to some of these top dishes and the bottom dishes as well, it's really about splitting hairs. But I think we've come to our top 3.
I think we made a decision.
Okay.
And just to kind of touch on what he said, the difference between the dishes was really just a matter of minute details. So everybody should be proud of what they brought to the table today. I admire the passion in all of you. It's really been a pleasure to be here. But when we had to narrow it down to 3, I would say, Mateo, you were one of our selections for the top 3. Just really liked the brightness, not only in the visual appeal of the dish, but also in the flavor profiles. The next one we chose in the top 3 was Sarah. I felt like I could close my eyes and think I was in a steakhouse. I think your intention going into it, you accomplished exactly what you were trying to. Nice work on elevating the presentation. But lastly, it was Lester. I'm still thinking about your gnocchi. I thought it was delicious. I thought that you brought ingredients to the table that are familiar to people, but presented in a different way. Again, presentation was elevated. That is our top 3.
Yeah, a lot of incredible dishes. Mateo, really creative use of those ingredients, the way you compose them all in a dish. I never really thought watermelon would be used like that. And both, Sarah and Lester, you kind of took traditional fine dining items and found a way to add a unique spin to them. So thank you very much. And
I think my years of experience do play a part in getting into the top 3. I have a good flavor profile. I'm organized in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone brought their A game. I don't know if I got the back-to-back win in me today, but I know I did my best, so that's all I can do.
So coming in today, I definitely felt the nerves of just winging it, essentially, but I'm just proud of myself for following my gut, and I'm really proud with how it turned out.
Think you ready to announce our winner for the day?
Yeah, so after a couple arm wrestling matches and thoughtful deliberation, we chose Lester as our champion of the day. Nice work.
I can't believe it. I didn't think I was going to. Everything looked so good today, but I'm so happy to get another win. Like, this is what I came here for. This is what I set out to do.
Just the textures, the flavors, the balance, everything was put together in a very lovely way. Nice work.
Yeah, where you showed a lot of restraint with the plating and some of the balance of those flavors. You maybe could have used a little less restraint on that beurre blanc. It was fantastic. Feel free to throw a few more foam bubbles our way next time, but really great dish, my friend. Congratulations. Clap it up for Lester. And of course, let's give a hand to our guest judge, Eric Bearfield. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Everybody's food tasted really good, so it's really, every day it's hard to choose a winner.
And again, we've made our top 3, and that brings us to our bottom 3 for the day. Eliza, I think with your dish, it was incredibly ambitious. It felt like a speed run through an incredible tasting course. 6 items on 1 plate. It's a tall task. There's a reason they course it out at the restaurant. You put yourself in a tough position, but it was still an incredible culinary endeavor you led us on. Johnny, from a composition standpoint, proportion-wise, that rice kind of dominated too much as you get into the dish. There were some great flavors on there that were reminiscent of some great steak and umami, but just a little more on that rice or just using it in a different manner, I think really would have helped the dish out. And Logan, the plating was stellar. There were a lot of creative elements on that, but I think, with the crostini, the nuts, and a very earthy foie gras, we were looking for just one more note to really bring that all together and kind of lift it up.
I mean, I still feel really good about my dish, and I feel like I brought everything that I wanted to show to this competition.
This is a hard competition. Like, everyone is really good, so.
It gets tougher each day in elimination. We're all growing closer, but unfortunately, the chef no longer in the mix for top vegan is Eliza. I'm so sorry, but you've shown an incredible array of what you can do. Your German and Asian international fusion has been quite an expander for my own palate. But again, when you're juggling so much, just remember 2 or 3 really stellar components will sometimes outshine a handful that you've got to divide your time into. So thank you for spending your time with us, and everybody clap up Eliza.
I have learned so much here, and I've met incredible people with so many other skill sets that I feel a lot richer than before coming here. So I'm very grateful.
It's sad to see them go, but I think we're all going to remain friends after this, so we'll all keep in touch.
I feel like I can finally exhale.
Well, one more day down, one step closer to the top. This is officially our halfway point. 4 challenges down, 4 challenges to go on your quest to win business mentorship, the title of top vegan, and a $20,000 cash prize. You should all be incredibly proud of what you put on a plate today. Tomorrow we're heading into our functional food challenge, plant-based protein, health-forward dishes. So thank you very much. Get some rest tonight, and I'm looking forward to having you all back in the kitchen tomorrow. Congratulations, chef. This is the top 5, so you're almost there. Keep grinding. Good job, guys.
Call family, think about what I'll do for tomorrow, and just put my feet up and be happy that I'm moving on to day 5.
I mean, when I go home, I will just continue with my business as a personal chef in Atlanta. This is my big dream, to have a tea house at one point with a focus on East Asian teas, Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese teas, where I can not only display the food that I make for these teas, but also the ceramics that I make. So I'm working towards that in multiple ways.
This dish is super important. It's one that we do at the restaurant every week. My brother's gonna be super proud. It's a dish that people love. It's a sauce that has really put our restaurant on the map. So I couldn't be happier. Man, brother, I love you, man. You really helped. You really helped me this time.